His 6th World Championships. But the home crowd trying to make him as uncomfortable as possible while encouraging their man over in the red corner. That man, Sadam Magomedov. So our referee, Jamila Borkoeva of Kyrgyzstan. And we are underway. Quarterfinal action in the 92-kilogram heavyweight division between boxers from Serbia and Cuba. The southpaw wearing red is Sadam Magomedov, 29 years of age, and one of 3 boxers from the 12-man team of Serbia to make it through to the quarterfinal stage. He's done so with a brilliant series of performances, gritty, rugged, resilient, and showing a wide variety of skills in his repertoire, particularly in fighting the man in red, the man who has just scored with a right cross to the body before attempting a shot upstairs is Julio César Cruz. 4th bout of the tournament for both of these, for Magomedov. It's the 3rd bout of the tournament for Cruz, having received a bye in the first preliminary round. And their 8-man team, 6 boxers through to the quarterfinals for Cuba. And he has been imperious so far in pursuit of his 5th World Championship gold, having picked up medals in each of the previous 5 editions in which he's appeared. Silver last time out in Yekaterinburg at 81 kilograms. He moved up to heavyweight after that point, duly won Olympic gold. And here he is in pursuit of his 5th world title. Solid left hand lands from Magomedov. Right hand driven into the body from Cruz. Same shot once again, as Cruz looking to slow down the forward movement of the man in red by targeting the body early on with stiff, straight punches. Completely different posture being adopted by Cruz in this contest. In his preceding 2 bouts, he has been up on his toes, floating around the boxing ring in a manner that we have come to associate so closely with him in particular, and so many boxers from Cuba down the years. Terrific left-right combination landed by Cruz, and a right hand to the body once again, closing seconds. And again, good left hook landed on the inside by Cruz. But if he takes the opening round, then Cruz can dictate the terms and indeed the tempo of the subsequent rounds. And boxers in the 81-kilogram light heavyweight division had difficulty closing the gap, but that's a solid shot landed by Magomedov, and he's a heavy-handed individual indeed. And 91, 92-kilogram heavyweights, both in the Olympic Games and here, have found the gap very difficult to close, and this man very difficult to tag cleanly. First round in the book. I think that's a round in favor of Cruz. Magomedov did find his chin on occasion, with Cruz electing to hold his feet and box off a flat-footed stance, but I don't think he's done enough to take the round. And there's confirmation, 10-9 across the board in favor of Julio César Cruz. The first round scored unanimously in his favor. Some of the action then from the first. Flat-footed Julio César Cruz, not quite standing toe-to-toe, but remaining in range. Here's an example of some of the successful shots landed by Magomedov. So what can the man do differently? A Serbian boxer who's receiving terrific support from the crowd in the Stark Arena here. So we move into the second round. And having taken the first round across the board, Julio César Cruz electing to save his legs and adopt a comparatively flat-footed stance once again. He's on the perimeter of the boxing ring. trying for a rapid-fire left-right combination. Now he increases the movement with his feet and just puts greater distance between himself and Magomedov. He comes forward with a bull rush, but that is the fate that often befalls boxers who attempt that tactic. Magomedov was left looking over the top rope, while Cruz was on the other side of the ring. Two boxers testing the strength of one another on the inside during that coming together, and you suspect that would be beneficial for Magomedov because he's a wonderful in-fighter. Hooks and uppercuts. He manages to turn through out of very tight spaces. Flicking left jabs, firing up from the kneecap of Cruz. Literally, look at that stance. Presenting his chin in line of sight of Magomedov, daring him to let his hands go because then he's being countered by quick clusters like that. So Cruz electing to demonstrate the movement now that serves him so well. Magomedov has to remain focused on his task. Man who comes to the ring as the reigning national champion of Serbia, having taken the title earlier this year. He's the three-time national champion of Russia, the man born in Dagestan. And that forward foray brings a round of enthusiastic applause from the fans in the stands here. But Cruz now on the front foot, targeting his man with straight right hands out of that orthodox stance. Good left hand to the body landed by the man in blue, and a beautiful right hand again in quick succession. And look at how many times he is stabbing home that backhand onto the chest plates and into the abdomen of Magomedov. Terrific sequence from the backhand by Julio César Cruz. Magomedov keeping concentrated, not trying to be distracted, but being lured into the trap, the mirage of a seemingly open chin, tantalizingly within reach. But it is very difficult to catch cleanly, and once the opponent commits, Cruz is so adept at counter-striking without response. He's a very difficult puzzle to solve. There's evidence of it once again. And then when he gets into this type of groove, look at the distance between himself and his opponent. Knows every inch of the contour of the ring, where the ropes are, where the corner posts are, and uses every fraction of an inch of them to serve his purpose of avoiding punches while closing the distance on his own terms. Very good display indeed in the second round by Julio César Cruz. More variety showcased in his work, and it is such a difficult challenge for Magomedov to try and close the distance and land cleanly. So 2 rounds completed, both of them taken by Cruz for my money, and there's confirmation. It's not unanimous. The judge from Argentina preferring the work of Magomedov. So it's 19 points apiece for judge number 5 after 2 completed rounds. 20 points to 18 for all of the other scoring judges. Well, Magomedov continuing to press, continuing to compete, but not really able to find the range with any consistency because the radar of Cruz is working very effectively indeed here in Belgrade. So we go into the third and final round. Sadam Magomedov with some outstanding performances in his 3 victories so far. Eliminated Abner Teixeira de Silva of Brazil in a 4-1 split, despite picking up that cut eye in the third round of the contest. That was a terrific performance in the round of 32. Remember, 64 was a round in which we started with 38 boxers making up the 92-kilogram heavyweight bracket. So it's been a long road through to this quarterfinal stage for Magomedov, continuing to bustle his way forwards. And at some point, well, what do you do? Because Cruz is so adept at controlling the tempo, and there, right on cue, he is taking a risk, and he is trying to quicken his feet and increase his punch output. But Cruz keeping concentrated, wary of the backhand bombs that Magomedov possesses. The crowd trying to rally their man. Both men committing to attacks at the same time. It results in a clinch on the inside. Cruz wraps up his man tightly. Nudges home a right hand on the inside. We're just beyond the midpoint of the third and final round. Big swing and a miss from Magomedov. Clips his man with a left hand with the two boxes on the inside, locking horns. Good work with the left hand from Cruz once again. Inaccurate, but that backhand did get through, as did the other one. Cruz seeing Magomedov, sensing Magomedov getting more intent in his work. He matches him in that regard and just produces a burst of activity to try and re-establish what he feels should be the natural order of things. Magomedov running out of time to lower the boom, desperately trying to do so. So Cruz sent to the neutral corner. We've got an injury that's being inspected by the doctor. It may well have been a cut right eye that he brought into the contest in his victory over Abner Teixeira de Silva. Big swing and a miss, and it's a wry smile from Sadam Magomedov, because he knows that the clock is his foe at the moment, while it's the friend of Julio César Cruz. Left hook not too far away, desperate swings now, and down goes Julio César Cruz, but it's a trip, not a knockdown. That will just see more time tick off the clock, and the bell sounds at the end of the contest. And nice to see that sportsmanship between Cruz and the coaches of the boxer coming out of the opposite corner. Very difficult mission indeed, and that is why Sadam Magomedov is receiving such spirited applause, such generous applause from the fans in attendance here at the Stark Arena, and also in appreciation of the man they have just witnessed. Sadam Magomedov gave it absolutely everything, but just not able to get to grips with the elusive mastery of Julio César Cruz. Let's get the official announcement. Cruz through to the semi-finals. And there is confirmation of a unanimous points decision victory for Julio César Cruz of Cuba. Nice to see that respect between the two of them. His quest for a 5th World Championship gold medal remains intact, but more immediately, he's guaranteed himself at least $25,000 US. And how about that for a moment that neither of these men will ever forget? Julio César Cruz, a unanimous point decision victor over Sadam Magomedov. But what a tournament it has been for this man, mixing with quality all the way through. Boxing here at a home World Championships, and a victory over the reigning Olympic bronze medalist Abner Teixeira de Silva of Brazil in the round of 32. The second preliminary round will live long in the memory. He then produced a beautiful display of volume and variety to eliminate Jemar Bosniak of Bosnia-Herzegovina in the round of 16. And here at the quarterfinals, well, he shared the ring with greatness, because Julio César Cruz was the man coming out of the other corner. Magomedov not able to get to grips with him, and Cruz remains in contention for another